Hey guys, Those Back Pages here. Thanks for tuning in. Tonight's episode is going to feature some of my favorite George Brett cards. As a 9-year-old in 1980, I was enthralled by his chase for 400. To bat 400, he wound up hitting 390. There's no point me going over what Google will tell you all. So, let's get to the cards. First up, from 1975, his O-Pee-Chee rookie. That's right, not Topps, O-Pee-Chee. Highly recommend picking up O-Pee-Chee rookies for baseball. They've gone up some recently, but they are greatly underappreciated in the hobby when you compare them to their Topps counterpart, which they essentially look the same, but this one has French on the back. But yeah, the quantities made for O-Pee-Chee much less. This is the 77 O-Pee-Chee, which looks a lot like, but not quite the same as the 77 Topps. So you've got the All-Star, the AL All-Stars banner is not present. Card number is different. Did not parallel. Your O-Pee-Chee set for 77 is much smaller. There's the backs. So you notice the difference there. Quickly, there's a cloth from the 77 set. I don't have 3 hands, so I couldn't show all 3 at once. Next up, from 1990, Donruss Best American League set, George Brett. Now, I've always liked this card because of the royal blue border, which is a little different take than the traditional red of 90 Donruss. Next up, from 1991 Donruss, the Elite Series. Yep, fortunate enough to have 2 of these. Those that are around back then know what I'm talking about. One of these I subbed myself. I don't remember which one. Might have been the 7.5. Bought it raw. Tried to sub it. And I did sub it. Next up, from 1992, FanFest, Upper Deck FanFest. This is from the factory set, the box set. This is the gold version. I think 1 set per case was gold, set of 30 cases, I don't remember exactly, but it's tough. It's a tougher card. Very proud to own that. The regular one is silver on the bottom. Next up, just because it's shiny, is the Dominators. The Elite Dominator. I think this was a QVC exclusive. Bob Lewis will know. Those are numbered to 5,000. Next up, the 1993 Omaha Royals 25th anniversary issue. Tough card. I think when I got this graded, probably, geez, it's about 7 years ago now. I think it was one of the first ones graded. I had one guy keep asking me if I wanted to sell it at the time. Proud to own this. A friend of mine gave me this card. I think he gave me the all set, the team set. I had that one graded. Next up, 1993 Pacific. Look at that prism. Look at that shine. This is a base card, ladies and gentlemen. Base card. 25 years ago, they were looking like this. Love those 90s. That shine is incredible. Speaking of shine, the 1993 Micro set. This is the Prism parallel. Look at that shine. This is literally a micro version of his 93 Topps. It's so tiny. But there it is. It's got the Prism. 25 years ago. Or atomic, I suppose. But yeah, such shine. Next up, Card that's not super fancy, but it needs to be seen because 93 SP gets bunched in with what Jeter's card looks like, and Jeter's card is not so hot looking. It's a great card, foil, condition sensitive, but it's not a good looking card. This is a good looking card. If you look at the non-rookies, because, you know, Manny's in the rookies, Johnny Damon, Javi Lopez, Chipper Jones, those guys are in the foil. But if you look at the non-foil cards in this set, Ryan, Griffey, the list goes on and on. They are beautiful cards. The photography is amazing on these. So go give that a look if you get a chance. And now some untraditional size cards. As you see in the background, the 1977 Sportscasters, the 1980 Top Super gray backs. There is a white back I do not have. The 1985 Topps Super. There's an 86 Topps Super I do not have. And continuing with some more oddball stuff. 1985 Fun Foods buttons. And a PGCS case, the coin division of PSA. It's got a button on the back. It is a button on the front and back. But yeah, I remember when those came out. I think they were about 2 or 3 coins per pack. They were pretty popular. All the stars of the day. From 1983 Donruss, the Action All-Star cards. Just a great looking card. Sometimes I like the large cards, sometimes not. Speaking of large cards, 1984 Star. There's a panel. You can see the perforations in the middle, well, in the thirds. There's the back. These are also available as individual cards, but not quite as cool. Speaking of that, 1987 M&M's. Boy, those food dishes are really popular in the 80s. Again, this is perforated. And there's the back. So you see these individually. Bread alone, Ripken alone. All the stars of the day are represented in that set. And finally, for tonight's video, from the 1993 Royals Police Team set is Brett's card, Brett's regular card. George says, "Say no to drugs." So yeah, that's just a brief look at some of my favorite Bretts. I mean, of course the Topps rookie is my favorite, but who needs to see that all the time? Trying to feature just a, you know, not have this video go for 3 hours. There's no point in showing. I'm fortunate enough to own quite a few Brett slabs, probably somewhere in the 250 vicinity. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed seeing a little George Brett action, and hope to shoot a few more of my favorite players from when I was a kid. And yeah, I want to thank everyone for watching, commenting, enjoying themselves, enjoying the hobby, spreading the word, always learning, keep learning, and keep collecting.